Hello, good day viewers. Welcome back to my channel with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And I wish all fellow Muslims across the globe a happy Jumat. So today I'll be putting you through factorization of quadratic expression. Yesterday was based on factorization of algebraic expression only, but here we look at quadratic expression, but still falls under what? Algebra. So we have the following examples here for us to solve. The first question says we should factorize x squared plus 2x minus 3. And what makes this expression to be quadratic is because whenever you have the highest degree power of x to be raised to power 2, it is simply a quadratic, just like this expression. This is raised to power 2, raised to power 1, and this is s raised to power 0, okay? Because anything raised to power 0 according to law of indices is what? 1. That's why it's not included there. Now, how do we go about solving this problem? The first thing is to get the product and the sum. And the product is determined by the coefficient here multiplied by the coefficient here with the sign inclusive. So the coefficient here is 1 multiplied by minus 3 will give minus 3. And the sum is simply the value at the middle, which is what? Plus 2. So after that, we now determine the factors. What are the factors of 3? The factors of 3 are 3 and 1. Then after that, you now focus on this sum. Sum says what? Plus 2, not negative 2. That means that how can you arrange this 3 and 1 to suit this or to satisfy this condition of what? Of plus 2. You know, that's simply going to be what? 3 minus 1. Because 3 minus 1 will give just plus 2, and 3 multiplied by 1 will also give what? Minus 3. So after that, you now go back to the expression itself. You write this back as x squared. Then instead of you writing plus 2x, is the plus 2 here will take the position of 3 minus what? 1. So we have what? Plus 3x now minus 1x. Then you also write this back. You can see that 3x minus 1 will still give you 2x. So after that, you now group them into pair like this. So what is common factor here? X. Bracket x plus what? 3. Minus, there is no common factor here, but 1 can go in the 2. So you simply bring 1 out. Then you have x. Minus times minus is what? Plus. Then you have 3. So you can see that the 2 inside the bracket are the same now, just like what I explained yesterday. So you just take one of them as x plus 3. Then the one outside the bracket, you also put them in what? In bracket. And that is all for that, our first question. So let's look at the second question. You can as well pause this video to write this, okay? So let's really look at the second question. Now, the second question says we should factorize 6 plus x minus 2x squared. So you can see that this is a kind of a tricky question, because this is supposed to be at the first here, at the first value here. Then it's supposed to be at the last here. This is supposed to be at the middle as it is. But now, irrespective of the way they arrange it, this must not leave this side, this must not leave this side. You cannot place this at the middle. It is not allowed. So we also need to get the sum here, okay? The sum and the product. The product will be 6 multiplied by minus 2 will give minus 12, right? Why the sum is simply what? 1, because x is something as saying 1x. So the coefficient of x here is what? 1. So the sum is plus 1. So you get the factors too. The factors of 12. The factors of 12, they are 2. Or let me say they are 4. 6 and 2. Also 4 and what? 3. But if you look at 6 and 2, when you subtract 6 minus 2, will never give you 1. So that means we don't need this one. It's out. So our factors is simply what? 4 and 3. So how can we arrange this 4 and 3 to suit this condition of plus 1? It's simply going to be what? 4 minus 3. Just like what I explained earlier. So after that, we are going to write this back as what? 6. Instead of writing this, it's going to take this form now. Plus 4x minus 3x, then minus what? 2x squared. Then after that, you group them in brackets like this, in pairs. So what's common factor here? The common factor here, there's no common factor here, but 2 can go in 6 and what? 4. So we have 2 coming out. Then we have 3 inside plus 2x. Then minus. What is common to this is what? X. Bracket 3. Minus times minus is what? Plus 2x. You can see the 2 inside the bracket are also the same. So you bring one of them out as 3 plus 2x, and the one outside, you also put them in what bracket, 2 minus what x, and that is all. That's our final answer. Yeah, so this is how to go about with factorization of quadratic expression. So I think that will mark the end of factorization generally, but we are still going to be looking at algebra in our next video, but in another form. Maybe simplification of algebra. Yeah, simplification. How can we simplify it? But we are done with anything concerning what factorization. So if you enjoyed this video, kindly give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell notification to receive any update from this channel. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.